Coach, a very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Here we go. 180! 21. Check nickel. You draw Parker. Get wide.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a first down.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
53's mine. Check 53's mine. I'm on. 12, fellas, here we go. Check 24. 2.
On 2nd and 7, Garoppolo eluding the pressure right. And that is incomplete here.
So I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Here we go.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. That'll be complete to Cook. And he will get this to the midfield stripe, but that's not going to be enough. He's a few yards short. Call it a gain of 5. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. The Vikings send out their punter. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. He only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away.
Oh, you kidding?
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Absolutely love the flexibility of these punters. Their leg drive, able to get it way up in the air, and that allows their punt team to get down there and down it inside the 10 because they've had some time.
Here we go, son. 50, Mike's 50. Here we go. Hey, 80. 50 to Mike.
On 1st and 10, Darnold. It's brought in by Jamison Crowder. Give him 12 yards there, and the Jets have a first.
Let's go.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Darnold on 1st down. Hits his target. It's Taylor Gabriel. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A Jet first down, 18 big yards that time.
That crossing route is so effective when you hit it just right because you get a guy on the move, and then we see the end result there.
It's a nightmare for the defense. They got a guy with a full head of steam.
Not only does he catch it, but he picks up additional yardage after it.
Hey, echo. 51, Mike, 51. Young lady. Check.
On 1st down, Darnold. He's going to rifle one deep left. And this will be caught at the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So now then, the big play has them all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Now a carry for the former Michigan State man, Le'Veon Bell. A solid run on 1st down, gain of 7, leaves them with a 2nd and 3. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. First carry for Trenton Cannon. He's got the 1st down inside the 10. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Trenton Cannon, his 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, these guys have won 3 straight ball games, and another good start to this one, out to the 6-0 lead.
And I've talked with so many different coaches, as have you, along the way, and they always talk about winning streaks and the mood of a team and how much easier it is to actually prepare during that time. Guys are sharp, guys are focused, everyone's feeling good, and we're seeing it early in this one.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive, and hoping to do better than they did their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the vanity of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage if you do that.
And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Leonard Williams make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. From the gun, it's a give to Cook. And he's upended after a gain of 4 up to the 25-yard line.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
The Jets will bring in a nickel set as they try to stop this 3rd down. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. Good open field tackling there. A 50-yard punt followed by just a 1-yard return. And the Jets will take over 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that. It is hard in zone coverage to stop a curl route because when they see it, they just try and find the open spot and sit down.
Yeah, we always talk about finding the soft spot in the zone. What's the key to doing that? How do you do it?
You have to read what the coverage is. Is it 2 deep? Is it 3 deep? Because then you know where the linebackers are going to drop, what spots in the field they naturally get to, and you find that open space, and then you're in sync with your quarterback. He should be reading the exact same thing, and they put the ball right on you.
Now here's a throw right side taken in by his tight end. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Darnold going to lead the offense up 1st and 10. And he's a perfect 5 for 5 here to begin the game. Here's Bell. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
A good run, got 7 on 1st. Here's 2nd and 3. Bell. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
A 1st down throw, Darnold. Pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this 1st quarter. Danielle Hunter in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Darnold. And the pressure gets to him again. Danielle Hunter in there for the sack, and he's closing in on the all-time record. That's number 19 on the year. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Oh my God, it's not who I want.
3rd and long, it's Darnold. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened on that play.
This is taken at the 18. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10. On the carry, it's Cook. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup there, so it leaves him needing a conversion here on 3rd and a tough 9.
Here we go, here we go. Wait, 80! I'm going to come back to you. I'm 12. 47 Mike. Hey, seam 6.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. This pass complete to Reynolds. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well.
Here we go.
1st down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll take it across midfield down into Jet territory. Brought down by Nate Gehring.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Let's go.
From just shy of midfield, Garoppolo forced out to his left. And it's incomplete.
Garoppolo on the keeper. Thrown to the sideline and incomplete. Brings up third down and 7.
The Vikings on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 7.
Hey, alert! 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 Five!
Garoppolo looks to throw. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And that's going to be another first down as the tackle made at the Jets' 38-yard line.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
Check the backer.
They'll run on first down.
Oh, my God,
He's got the
Brooks.
first down inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. As they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Taylor Gabriel, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets have taken the lead. Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise because typically when teams tie the game up, it's a little bit of a, how would you say, you kind of take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. And he'll wind up getting an extra couple yards here for his trouble as he'll bring this one out to the 27. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They trail a 1-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. Only a couple there as he'll be brought down about the 28. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Now Cook, he's got it off the draw, and they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. That'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Here we go.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Throwing is Garoppolo on third down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later. Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Exit.
Darnold on third down. And it'll be incomplete. Well, that's a perfect example of how he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's game. He is just all around the football right now, isn't he?
That he is, and it's funny because I talked with the coaching staff about drills that they do in practice, and one of them is called matching hands. And as soon as that hand is launched by the quarterback, you throw up the opposite hand and match that hand with the QB, and oftentimes you're able to knock it away, as we just saw there.
Now it's Martin to do the honors after the made field goal. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go. Let's go. Here we go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. The first half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you get this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
Garoppolo to try again on second down. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's third down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Now Garoppolo. And he's able to find Diggs. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Garoppolo looks to throw once more. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack.
Hey, gun. 57
Garoppolo now. He sets to fire deep. And that will be incomplete with the clock showing 18 seconds now to go.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. There's Garoppolo to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now. The Vikings send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Here comes Grant on the return. 35 yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. A final shot before the break. Darnold. This taken in by Jakeem Grant. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and the Jets set to receive this third quarter kickoff, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in the second half. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Now Bell. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. Give the tackle there to Daniil Hunter. Good job there keeping him to a short gain. Of course, he's coming off a really terrific performance, reigning NFC Defensive Player of the Week.
And I know people get caught up in, well, if you're the reigning Defensive Player of the Week, you must have made a bunch of spectacular plays. I think you mixed in a few of those, but most of the plays are just like we saw there. Keep them to short gains, make the fundamental tackle.
Quit talking about it and bring it.
On 2nd and 9, Darnold. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. The shotgun snap for Darnold. He goes down.
They need to stop to get back into this game, and here's one right to start the third quarter.
Yeah, anytime you go into the lockers with that 2-3 score deficit, you're right. You need that stop, get the football back, and they've done just that.
Series to series, play to play.
This is taken at the 15. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here at half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use, just something to get you off to a quick start.
On 2nd and 10, Garoppolo. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
They'll try and get the running game going with Bell. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Looking to throw on 2nd down.
Oh.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Michael Brockers. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Like how they started the third quarter here. They force a punt on the first drive, and after this sack, it looks like they'll be forcing another one as well.
Absolutely. Maybe got their second win coming out of the locker room. Darnold and the Jets come up 3rd and long following the sack.
Mike 50. And let's pin the mirrors back and go full street.
From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. Man open, that's Damian Ratley. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Despite a pickup of 16, they're still well short of the sticks on 4th. Chandler Catanzaro now. He hit from 59 a season ago. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. They start the drive with Cook. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Check 53, Mike. Coming to you.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And not much. Maybe a yard up to the 29.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. It's a second down run with Sanders. A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down.
Well, we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Throwing here on third down, Darnold. He finds his target. It's Crowder. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. The quick slant, good for 8 and a first. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Now whistles come in before the snap. Looked like one of the Jets may have moved. The false start backs him up 5. 1st and 15. After the penalty, it's Bell. They get 1 yard back there to make it 2nd and 14. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Darnold. Herndon's got it complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. Darnold now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll give this to Bell running right. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock. Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
They'll try and run for it with Bell. And the lane closes quickly for Bell, and he did not make it. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start, here's another 1st and 10. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Garoppolo now, 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 17 yards, 1st down, Vikings.
Here we go.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he'll get into the end
just push
zone.
what you
Touchdown, Minnesota. Adam Thielen. His 9th touchdown of the season as his guys are able to pull a bit closer.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
So the lead trimmed down to 8 as here comes the kickoff, and it's away. That's fielded in the end zone. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here.
What the hell did you do?
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
Oh, my
and the Vikings
God.
pick up the football. And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So they were down by a touchdown, probably just hoping the defense could hold them, maybe force the punt. Instead, they force the turnover and take it into the house.
Well, the plan was perfect. That's exactly what they wanted. Instead, they got a lot more than that. Big-time capitalization by taking the ball away and putting it in the end zone.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
I can't believe that shit. It's like he stood there.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. They'll be looking to make amends for the events of a moment ago. A fumble return for 6 points.
You absolutely have to protect the football. That's got to be priority number one because margin for error is starting to slip away. Now it's down to a 1-score game.
Now here's a pass on 1st down that's knocked away and incomplete. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. To throw is Darnold. That's complete. It's Bell. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets 1st down.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with a football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily.
Oh, my God.
To escape, and he goes
Who is
down.
not blocking son of a
Danielle
bitch?
Hunter, it's his 20th sack of the season as he continues what could be a record-setting campaign.
What the fuck?
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Hey, two. Record. Hey, check one. Watching you find. What we got?
Double team that son of a bitch.
Undercrunch.
Back to throw, Darnold. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down. This a very important drive, and that incompletion leads to a very important third down here if they're going to try and get the football back.
Yeah, getting it back, absolutely crucial to their chances to try and win this game. I would expect a lot of pressure here. They can't afford to let them continue to get first downs and eat away at the clock.
55, Mike, 55. I know he ain't got it. Mike, 55.
Third and long, it's Darnold. Finding Gabriel, complete. That catch puts him right at 100 yards receiving now, and it also gives him a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A pair of first downs gives him a 1st and 10 up at the 44. They'll run on first down with Cannon. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down.
Check 55. Young lady. Hey, Alpha. 55, Mike, 55.
Now on 2nd and 13. Darnold.
Oh
and
my
he slings
God.
one that's incomplete. He was looking to hit his running back Le'Veon Bell that time. And it'll bring up third down.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how to judge that one. Maybe didn't have enough legs underneath him. Mechanics might have been off. Maybe some fatigue. That one came up short.
Yeah, fourth quarter. Maybe you do start to watch as the arm there, the leg's still there. This has been a tough game. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And it's caught by Herndon. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Give him 15 yards on that one, and the Jets move the chains. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Check three. Lady.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. They'll roll him out right. That's caught by Howard. And he'll get it down here to the 43. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Faking the give, Darnold. Caught here by Bell. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a third down. 2 minutes remain, and that's our score differential as well. 2 points here in the fourth quarter. So it's Jets football as we get you reset here. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead.
Check 24.
Throwing again is Darnold.
No!
And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
Let's go.
The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
This is where you keep everything from.
Here we go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And we have seen a lot on the scoreboard here in this quarter. So sometimes you talk to me about tendency breakers on offense. These defenses struggling. Are there tendency breakers on defense?
All defensive coordinators keep something in their hip pocket for these types of situations. What can we do to slow down the onslaught? But the biggest thing is make sure these guys encourage each other, pick themselves up, because right now it's been a really tough ball game trying to stop these offenses.
Oh, it really has, especially as of late.
That's a really good job right there. Just kept stringing that play out, pushing further and further towards the sideline. Really good fundamentals by that defense.
He was trying to put his foot in the ground and turn upfield. He just couldn't.
No, they really had a picket fence in front of him. No room to find to get upfield.
Hey, gun. Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go. 65. Hey, Charlie.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. And down by 5, they've got to go for it here on 4th down.
I got this.
Garoppolo to throw for it on 4th. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. So now let's reset here, Charles. They do have 2 timeouts left, so they can stop the clock twice. This one's not quite over yet.
No, and what you're doing on defense, you're going to use both timeouts, obviously. But you've got to call defenses are going to force the issue early, meaning you want that play over fast. You don't want to give them time to dance around in the backfield or run a wide sweep that'll take off time. Blitz them, put pressure on them, make sure that play ends quickly so that you can go ahead and keep moving.
Have to imagine this will be on the ground as well as they come up 2nd and 7. Again, it's Bell. And he'll get this down only to the 18. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. On 3rd down, here's Bell. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll push the lead up to 8. So yet another field goal to end a drive. That has been a very common theme. He's now hit 5 of them in this game.
Yeah, Brandon, as an offense, you hate that you've had to call on your kicker so often, but you have to love the fact that time and time again, he's come through.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line.
Here we go.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone.
And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And that is going to seal this victory as time runs out. Well, we were on hand for a fun and entertaining game here, coming down really to that last play. Great job defensively to get the pick and seal it.
And we know that every play during a game matters. You're never sure which one's going to be one of the key ones. But at the end of the game, when you analyze it, 3, 4, 5 plays are going to be the ones you focus on. And that last play was one of them. The last shot had to take it, and they came up with the interception and sealed their victory.
So for the Jets, it's a very important win as they move to 9-4 now on the year. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.